I am tired of being broke. I'm so tired of being broke. I'm tired of feeling like I'm broke. I'm tired of all the money stress. I'm done with it. You know, the bar is in hell and there's piss in the dating pool and these men are crazy. Hey y'all, it's Raisa here. If you clicked on this video, you are ready to change your life. You are ready to become the person of your dreams and to completely reinvent yourself. Or at least you're ready to watch me do that because this year I'm changing everything about my life. I think we all have a vision of our higher selves, a person that we aspire to become, things that we want to do, places we want to go. But the question is, are we actually taking steps to become that person? Or are we letting that dream version of ourselves remain a figment of our imagination, remain elusive to us? As for me, there's an elevated version of myself that I dream about. I call her my dream girl, the dream version of Raisa. I've had a severe case of analysis paralysis. I know I'm not the only one who's watched all these videos about how to change your life, how to glow up, how to change your life in 90 days, how I became the it girl, how I became that girl. I've watched all the videos. I've taken in all the information, but instead of actually doing anything with this information, I've been stuck thinking. I've been stuck trying to analyze and make a plan and overthink it rather than just taking one step forward. I've been scared about what other people think. I've been scared to be perceived as trying, to be perceived in general, and also I've been scared of failure because if you try, there's a chance you may fail. But this year, no more of that. No more excuses, no more letting fear run my life. And my word of the year is execution. That just means taking action, taking one step every single day until I become the person of my dream. My hope and my challenge for myself is that if I show up for myself every single day for 1 year, I'm going to become the dream version of Raisa. I'm going to become this woman that I've been dreaming about and hoping for such a long time. But before we can become our dream selves, we need to have a really clear idea about who that person is. What does she do? Where does she live? What kind of car does she drive? How does she dress? How does her life feel? What kind of gym does she go to? What kind of activities is she in? What kind of job does she have? What's her relationship with her family like? What kind of relationship is she in? Get really detailed about the person of your dreams. Really build up that vision for yourself really clearly because if you don't have a clear idea about where you're going, how are you ever supposed to get there? So let's just take a second right now and really envision the person of your dreams. Who are they? What does their life feel like? Think about it. Write it down. What are descriptors? How do other people describe you? Ask yourself some questions that help you think and really create this dream version of yourself. All right. Now, hopefully, you have a pretty clear idea about what the dream version of yourself is. I've broken it down into 7 different areas of life, and I'm going to go into detail about where I am currently in each area and what are my goals for each area, where I want to get to in this next year. First category is spiritual and emotional well being. And honestly, y'all, right now, my spiritual walk is kind of a joke. I became a Christian several years ago in college when I really dedicated my life to God. And for several years, I feel like my walk with God was really devout. I was close to God. I felt close to God. I was reading my scriptures. I had a Christian community around me. Um, and I felt like I was being led by the Holy Spirit. And I felt like I was in step with God. But unfortunately, in the last 2 years, I really lost sight of my relationship with God. And I take complete responsibility for that because um, I let the things of the world distract me, whether it's career goals, family stuff, some church hurt, just a lot of things. And slowly but surely, I felt myself drifting away from God. Like the other day, I was looking for my Bible and I had no clue where my Bible is. Actually, as I'm speaking right now, I have no clue where my Bible is. And that just goes to show you that I've not been reading it. I've not been in my scripture. Um, and it's really the area that I want to work on the most because I know that if my spiritual life is together, it's going to permeate into every other area of life. and make everything better, but I can't achieve anything else if my soul and my spirit are in disarray. Now for my goals in this area. Number one, I want to spend time with God daily. And that's just the basics. That is just spending time reading my Bible and praying every single day. The next goal is to find a new church home because I left my old church, and for the last year, I've not really been going to church consistently. And I feel the difference. I feel the difference in not having a church community, not having a place of service, not being a part of a small group, all of that. So I really want to rededicate myself to a community and build up the community of believers around me. My third goal is to have a daily gratitude journal because I think an attitude of gratitude really changes my perspective and the way that I see the world, especially right now with all this craziness happening. There's so much to be scared about, angry about, but I don't want to there's so much to be scared about, angry about, but I don't want to lose sight of the good in the midst of everything. The next area is health and fitness. Right now, I'm not really in good shape. I've actually been living a very sedentary life. I work from home, so I'm pretty much either sitting at my desk on a computer all day or I'm walking around in the house. And the city I live in is not very walkable, so I'm also just driving around, and I'm not a part of any activities that are keeping me very active. So to be honest, y'all, right now I'm probably getting like 200 or 300 steps per day. So I am not in good shape. And my cardiovascular health, child, it's in trouble because recently I was on a trip and we hiked up a mountain. And when I tell y'all, I was in the back. I was in the back struggling, huffing and puffing, barely getting up the mountain. My whole body was hurting because my body was like, we went from being sedentary and just kind of sitting around all day, and now you are trying to drag me up a mountain. And mind you, it's not even like an intense hike. It was a very moderate hike, but my body is not in the shape to do that. So I really have to turn things around. I used to be a much more active person, so I want to get back there. The first goal in this area is to run a half marathon, which, yeah, I know it sounds crazy. It's like going from the couch to running a half marathon. I have a long way to go, but I'm gonna get there. I also want to complete 75 hard, which, if you've heard of the challenge, you know it's hard. You know it's gonna really kickstart this fitness journey. So I want to complete that. And I want to get into the habit of working out at least 5 days a week. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have my iPad and my notes are there. So yes. So those are like for the fitness things. And as far as my wellness, I want to start waking up at 6 a.m. every single day. I love seeing all the 6 a.m. girlies, the 6 a.m. wake up routines, and all the things they're able to accomplish. That would definitely give me more time to be able to work out and just spend time in scripture. I think that will really set the tone for the rest of my day if I'm able to wake up earlier. And I need to start eating better. Right now, I am surviving off of junk food and snacks and all sorts of things. And the more I learn about the food industry in the United States, the more I know that I need to be very intentional about what I eat. So my goal is to eat clean, whole foods at least 80% of the time. And my next goal in this area is to take my vitamins regularly. I am a low iron girly and I'm also vitamin D deficient. So I really want to start taking my vitamins every single day and making sure that my body is well nourished. I also need to get a blood panel to see if there are any more nutrients that I'm lacking. I'm sure there's many. But yes, I definitely want to take my vitamins daily and regularly. And lastly, the last goal is to drink 2 liters of water a day because dehydration it's not a way to live. Third area, our third category is appearance. And I know looks are not everything, but like, let's be so for real. When you look good, you feel good. And the way people perceive you affects the way they treat you. So while I know how to put myself together when I have an appearance or if I'm going out, or right now and I'm filming. So, I put my makeup on, got my hair together, put my little outfit. So, I think I look good. But on a regular basis, I'll be honest with y'all, I look crazy. On a day to day basis, like I said, I work from home. So I just barely get myself together and I'm keep going about my day. And I no longer want to be that way. I want to get myself together on a daily basis. I want to have a routine of taking care of myself. So my goals in the area of appearance are to one, get myself ready every day. So that doesn't mean, full makeup and all these things, but just getting an outfit on, making sure that my skin and my hair look good. I also want to have a routine of getting my hair, nails, lashes, all the things done, having a maintenance routine once a month. That way, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Um, Next goal is to have a skincare routine. So right now I have a lot of hyperpigmentation and I just want to get a routine that's going to help treat that hyperpigmentation so that I can have glowy skin and feel more confidence when I'm not wearing makeup. So some work to do in the appearance area. Lastly, actually, I want to find a signature hairstyle or a hairstyle I feel like best flatters my face. I've done a lot of braid hairstyles, but I feel like I'm phasing out of braids a little bit and I want to experiment with different things. I might get a pixie, I want to try some wigs and weaves, different colors. I don't know, but I want to find a hairstyle that, really brings out the dream Raisa, the girl in me. Little lip gloss break. Topicals, shout out. Our fourth category is community and relationships. This is something that it took me a long time to learn, but in this life, it's we should not walk alone. The scripture says a cord of three strands is not easily broken, and I think that's because we stand stronger when we are together. So I really want to work on building up the community around me and building up the community in my life and really relying on the relationships and the people in my life. And I had a really hard time with this because I used to be a self proclaimed lone wolf. I have a hard time depending on other people and letting other people in, but I really want to work on this area and build up my interpersonal relationships. Even Jesus was literally God, but he always surrounded himself with people because he knew that he needed them and those people needed him. He had his disciples, he had his core three that he was able to be vulnerable with. And I want to build that up in my life and lean into that more. So my goals in this area are number one, to invest more into my friendships. I have incredible people in my life, and I think I've always had a wall in my friendships, and I just want to lean into that more by being more vulnerable, being more intentional, and really going out of my way to invest in my friendships. Um, the next goal is to make some new like-minded friends because yeah, I am an introvert and I have a hard time sometimes reaching out, but I don't want to just stay in my safe place only with the people I know. That whole no new friends is not the way I want to live. I want to make new friends and I want to get to know new people. So if you want to be my friend, holla. My next goal is to find mentorship. And that just means finding people who are a few steps ahead in life and building relationships with them so that I can learn a few things. But again, that means putting myself out there. So I'm going to try to be a lot more intentional about that this year. Um, and last goal is to be more giving and charitable because, as they say, too much is given, much is required. So I feel like I've been extremely blessed in this life in different ways. So I want to be mindful and intentional about giving back as best I can. The next category we have number 5 is lifestyle. And what I mean by lifestyle is just the life that you live. What kind of life are you living on a day to day basis? And right now, I would describe my life as pretty boring. At least my day to day life feels pretty boring. All I do is work, I spend time with my family, I watch Netflix, I read books, but I'm not really doing much on the day to day basis. And that's because I don't have many hobbies or activities. And also, I live in a city that I feel like is pretty uninspiring to me, at least in for the stage of life that I'm in. Um, I live in Clarksville, which is a suburb in Tennessee, and yeah, there's not much going on around here. And how I know location matters is because I used to live in Paris. I was there for 3 years, and when I tell you in Paris, I was living my best life. I'm such a city girl. I was going out, I was trying out new restaurants, I was going to comedy clubs, I was doing all the things. And because like the city just felt alive, it felt alive to me. So it made me feel alive. But ever since moving here, it's a different vibe. Um, and I want to change that up. I want to bring some of that Paris energy and some of the energy that I have when I go on my trips and when I travel. I want to bring that to my day to day life. Just I need enjoyment. I need enjoyment and things to look forward to in my regular life. So, my goals for this area, number one is to move to a new city because clearly the city just does not fit the bill for me. So, I'm hoping to move to a new city pretty soon and get a bit more of that, city life vibe. My next goal in this area is to find a hobby. I've seen those videos on TikTok where they're like, oh, your life is boring because you don't have a hobby. And yeah, I believe it. I believe it because I need a hobby. I need more things to look forward to. So the goal for me is to try a new hobby every month until I find something I enjoy. And I have so many things I want to try, from painting to dancing classes to a running club to salsa, um, cooking classes. I mean, I need cooking classes and a lot of other things. So I'm gonna dibble and dabble until I find something that fits and that I want to incorporate into my life more consistently. The next goal here is to go skydiving. I'm so excited to jump out of a plane. I've been wanting to go skydiving for, I don't even know, so many years. It's been a bucket list item of mine, and every year I talk about it. And up until now, I've not done it yet. So this year, I'm jumping out of a plane because I just feel like what an exhilarating experience. I've gone indoor skydiving, which was exciting, but just imagine jumping out of a plane 30,000 feet in the air. Wow, I need to do it. So this year, we're going skydiving. And lastly, the goal is to travel to 5 countries this year. I love to travel, I love to experience new cultures. That's my favorite way to see the world and to grow my perspective of the world. So, yeah, we're going on trips this year. I only have one trip planned so far, so somehow we have to add 4 more. We have to find the time and the money for 4 more countries. But yeah, we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna take you with me. All right, and sorry if the light is changing. The sun is setting, so we're gonna do the best we can with what we've got. Our next category is finances and career. Because y'all, I am tired of being broke. I'm so tired of being broke. I'm tired of feeling like I'm broke. I'm tired of all the money stress. I'm done with it. And the crazy thing is, I'm not even broke because I make enough money. I make enough revenue, but I'm constantly feeling like I'm broke. And I wonder why that is. Actually, I figured it out. I cracked the code. I diagnosed myself. The problem isn't that I'm not making enough money. The problem is that I'm not managing my money well. Because I worked really hard to change my career to get myself into tech. I work as a project manager and I make decent money. But somehow I'm always feeling like I'm broke. Like every few months, I have this anxiety about money, and the issue is that the money is going in at the same rate that it's going out. So yeah, I have to get this area together because, in order to build legacy generational wealth um, and to uplift the Black community, we have to have our finances together. So this year, we are getting our money up, and I have several goals in the area of finances and career. My first goal in this area, and it's the biggest goal, it is to increase my net worth to 50K. $50,000. And it feels crazy to even say that. It felt crazy when I wrote that down because right now my net worth is in the negatives. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's in the negative. So when I figure it out, I might write it on the screen somewhere. Um, but yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get from a negative net worth to $50,000 in 1 year, but somehow we are gonna do it. We're gonna get our money up. Um, Next off, I want to get a promotion. I want to move into a senior role at my job, and to continue to advance in my career. My third goal is to pay off my student loans. As we know, the American school system is crazy. You spend a bunch of money getting an education, and then you go into the workforce and you spend your whole life working to pay off for your education. It's really rigged. But anyway, I was a victim of it, and now I have thousands of dollars in debt, and I want to pay them off this year. I know it's going to be a journey, but in order for me to get to that $50,000 of net worth, I have to get rid of my debt. So, gonna work on that. My next goal is to get a side hustle, because if I'm going to increase my net worth, I also need to increase my revenue. So I've been looking into several things, from freelancing to copywriting to affiliate marketing, all sorts of things. I'm hoping to get a side hustle that pays me a few $1,000s a month. I also want to network more, and build up a community of people in my field. So if you are a project manager, if you're in tech and you want to be my friend, let me know. Or if you know of any conferences that would be interesting to attend, please let me know, because this year I want to build up my network of professionals. My last and final goal in this category is to post consistently for the next year. I'm hoping to build a beautiful online community that's uplifting, that's going after our goals and building our dreams together, that we are creating the life of our dreams and living intentionally. The seventh and final category is romance. Romance. Right now, I have no romance in my life. The most romance is from a rom com or a romance book that I'm reading. For the last year, I actually completely took myself out of the dating scene, because it felt really overwhelming, and it felt like I wasn't getting the return on my investment for the time and effort that you take dating. And I just wanted to heal and take a second to just focus on me, make myself, the center of my world, instead of centering men or centering relationships and centering romantic love. I wanted to refocus on other things, and honestly, I felt it was really healing for me, to spend this year just worried about myself. But let's be honest, I want love. It's a desire of my heart to be in a relationship, to be in a marriage, to have a life partner, and to build legacy with someone. So I have to push myself back into the dating world. Um, and, it's scary, because all I'm hearing from other people is that the bar is in hell, and there's piss in the dating pool, and these men are crazy. So I'm really having to push myself to do it. But I know that in order for me to get what I want, which is a loving, healthy relationship, I have to put myself out there. So the goal in this area, it's simple: to get a man. Get me a man, or actually, to let a man get me, because he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Amen. As scary and as overwhelming as it is, to put myself back out there in this dating world, I have faith that the Lord will make it happen for me, because all I need is one. I just need one good man to come find me, and for us to build a life together. I'll be taking you on the journey as I dibble and dabble back into the dating world, and I see what's out there, and hopefully, we'll have a love story to tell by the end of this. All right, that is it for all of my goals, for each of these categories. I hope you're able to brainstorm some goals for yourself. What are the different things you want to achieve in this year? What are the things that are going to help you become the woman of your dreams and the person of your dreams? Please write them down and make a plan to achieve them. And yes, some of these goals may sound outlandish. It may sound overly ambitious or ridiculous to think you're going to go from a negative net worth to $50,000 net worth. I know it sounds crazy, but why not shoot for the moon? Why not try to get the things that I really want? The way I see it, I only have one life to live. I only have one chance at this life, so I want to live it the best I can and go for the things that I really want. I want to push myself to achieve the things that I really want. And yes, it's easy to think, what happens if you fail, or what happens if you fall flat on your face, or what happens if you're not able to achieve these things. But I'm choosing to have the perspective of, what if I do get these things? And what happens when I do get these things? Um, what happens if I achieve the life of my dreams and I become the person of my dreams? That's the perspective I have, because I truly believe that if I show up for myself every single day for 1 year, I'm going to become the person of my dreams. I'm going to be able to change my life. And I hope you feel that way too. Choose to have a positive perspective. Um, and more importantly, choose to execute. Choose to really try and show up for yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve the life that you've been dreaming about. You deserve the things that you've been dreaming about. And you have to do your part, though. You have to do your part of showing up, trying, executing, falling down, getting back up. That's all part of the journey. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing on this channel. I'm going to be taking you on the journey as I create this life of my dreams. I'm going to be sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll be sharing my successes and my failures. If you have any questions, please feel free to share. And I hope you can share a part of your journey with me too, so we can really do this together. And hopefully, in 1 year, when we report back, you're going to be looking at Raisa of my dreams. You're going to be looking at my dream girl. You're going to be looking at my life transformed, my life changed. Thank you so much for sitting through this video. I know it was a long one. I know I had a lot to say, but I'm excited to go on this journey with you. And please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bisous.